back everyone, back here at the cabin, and it's super warm out today. We'll take a look at that. It is literally almost 6 degrees. The forest is melting all around me. Like right now we have about, I'd say 2 feet of really heavy wet snow. We had several millimeters of absolute pouring rain a couple days ago, so it is just awful to walk through the woods right now. It is just soaking wet. You go straight down, very, very heavy snow. You can just see it coming down. Let's take a look at the cabin. There you can see on the roof, that's gonna fall right down. So I don't wanna walk really close to the cabin because I'm afraid that's gonna fall and crush me in the head. Here, let's take a look at my stove. I'm just making some lunch. Hello. So take a look at this. Got this for Christmas. This is the Hike Crew. Basically it's just like a little stovetop, and we actually got an oven now at the cabin. So look at that. Ooh, fancy. So I'm just making some soup right now. So I'll have to let you know how this goes. Making some potato and leek soup here, but so far so good. This thing's amazing. Way better than the 50, 60-year-old one we were using before. It's delicious. This fired up in no time. The last northern unit there, you had to light it manually. So this is actually really nice. As you can see in the hilltops over there, it's beautiful with all the freezing rain and that frozen on top of the treetops. Just beautiful. Well, as you guys can see down there, my bird feeder is sagging. So it's basically almost where it's going to stick its face in it. So I'm just going to fix the rope because it's basically pretty, done for. And then we'll get to feed the birds. This rope's been up for many years. It's pretty busted up and really, really low to the ground. Sag to it, so I'm just going to get rid of this and fix it. Well, there we go. One thing I have to do is I have to pinch close some of these little parts of the chains. You can see with the heavy snow on the bird feeder, kind of always rips these down. So I'm going to have to pinch these a little tighter, but we're back in business for the birds. The bird cafe is open. Snowmobile is absolutely buried after this big snowstorm. Not really sure if I'm going to be able to take it out. It's so mushy. It's just going to sink right in. I'm going to have a really hard time getting it out, but maybe we'll give it a try. All right, well, I set up a track here. It's a little dicey, I'll show you. I got stuck right here, but I managed to go around and around and around and fix it a little bit. But I just made a smaller loop. I don't want to test my luck. I think I'll make more loops when it freezes down a little bit later on. But right now it's just way too warm. Like the sled keeps sinking into the snow. It's He loves making trail with me, runs around after me. I think one of his feet might be hurt. So we're going down the trail here and I saw a little bit of blood. Yeah, like right there. So I'm gonna go and check his feet, make sure they're okay. Hey, you all right? It's hot. Hey, what's wrong? Let's look at your feet. Oh, you putting them in the cold? Oh yeah, it feels real good. Let's see. Let's take a look at your footies. That one's okay. Oh, they're warm. Good boy. Let's find out what's going on here. Oh yeah, his coat, he's just boiling hot. Come here. Don't see any more blood, but I think he may have hurt one of his pads. Or just got a little bit of ice in between them. I have no idea where it's coming from. Is it on your nose? Did you bite your tongue? Did you bite your tongue? Well, I have no idea. seems to have stopped. It's probably just a little bit between one of his toe pads. Sometimes that happens if a little bit of an ice ball gets in there and then he's kind of running. Should really get his, like, I have mushing boots actually. I have 3 of 4 mushing boots. So I don't know where the 4th one is. But he should have that on actually because they're really light, but they help prevent like abrasion on the snow. A lot of mushers use them, especially for long distance mushing nowadays. You know, some dogs' pop heads these days just aren't as sturdy as they were in yesteryear, running around doing long, heavy trail work. But I didn't bring those with me, so we'll just have to take it easy on the trail today. I love sunbathing in the snow. Back's been bothering me this year, so it's nice just to kind of put my back down in the cold snow. You're lifting up that sled out of that little hole there. But, oh man, it is such a gorgeous day out here. I cannot complain. I was not expecting the sunshine today, so really nice surprise. It's kind of going in between snowing and raining right now, so, but whatever. It is so nice. Any day at the cabin is a good day. I don't really care about the weather. There it is. I found it. It's a little tiny spot there on his foot. Poor guy. Oh, look at that. With all the sun we've been getting. Ooh. It's going to fall down. I'm going to avoid being right next to the cabin for sure. Right now there's about like a foot of snow and ice sticking off the edge. That'll come down later this evening, I'm sure. So tonight I'll probably cook supper using this oven, which I think is pretty cool. Propane oven, never had that here before, so you can make cookies and pizza and all kinds of stuff. One thing is this unit is pretty tall, so it's kind of on this steel table that I got from Princess Auto a while ago, but yeah, it's quite a tall unit because of the oven, but that's okay. To make a different sort of setup out here. I'm not really sure. Still toying with the idea of like some kind of an outdoor kitchen a little bit better than this, so we'll see. Maybe that'll be a springtime project, but I'm excited to use the stove tonight. Back inside now, and gonna put a little bit of my spruce salve on his little paws to make them feel better. I'll show you something really cool. Take a look at this. This is a beautiful clock made out of cherry wood. So this was made as a present for Christmas. Really nice, really nice. So I've never had a clock at the cabin. Believe it or not, it's only been like a watch or like a cell phone or something like that. So it's really nice to have a beautiful clock. So thank you. So I think we're gonna do is just sort of stick it above the door, kind of like right there in the middle. I think that'll be pretty nice. Spot that's clearly visible, and yeah, a place to kind of honor this nice present. All right, supper time has come, and got this Pomodoro cauliflower gnocchi and sausages. So I'm going to try to use the oven to make these. All right, let's take a look. That's heating up here. Supper is in there. So it's got a big burner down there. Lots of space. It's actually 2 shelves. So let that heat up. So you can see here, this is how you turn it on. And kind of got it almost to high. So we're gonna let that heat up. There is like a barbecue thermometer there. So we're letting that heat up. It's a real game changer to have an oven at the cabin. I'm really excited. It's a little cool out tonight, so enjoying a little bit of grape liqueur. And yeah, my Christmas tree, it's still up in here. I haven't taken it down yet. It's just too nice with all the lighting and just really kind of nice. So I'll probably take it down maybe tomorrow. And there, I put the clock up too tonight. Isn't that awesome? Well, it's smelling really good. Got about 200 in there, but she's cooking away in there. Ooh, that looks, oh, it's boiling. One thing, I wish this thing had a light, but that's okay. Beggars can't be choosers. So I think we're done. It's just boiling away in there. It has been for some time, so we're gonna take that out and enjoy some nice dinner. Well, looks like it turned into a little bit of a stew, but it looks really good, so let's have some supper. All right, well, let's give it a try. Got some sausages here and some of that gnocchi. So I guess it should have been pan fried, but whatever, it'll be fine. It's pretty good. Very different with the tomato sauce. Just out walking the dog tonight, and it is actually pretty mild. I think it's like -1. And yeah, it's so quiet out right now. Like, There's no wind, nothing. This little hat's crazy. No wind, no nothing. And yeah, we just did our little loop. I'm thanking myself now for doing that big loop with the snow machine. We had a nice little spot to kind of go for a walk. I feel like it's snowing just a little bit out here. There's fine little flakes coming down. But yeah, I'm going to turn in for the night. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Was having my coffee this morning. I had a crazy experience. So you know, I have that thermos. It's basically a big thermos you use for, like, you know, events where like 10, 12 people, you're making coffees, and you just kind of, there's a little pump on the top, and you can kind of dispense the hot water. Well, yeah, so I guess last time I must have left a little bit of water in it, and there's a little, like, not a ton, just like a little bit at the bottom, and it kind of froze to the bottom of just the little, I guess, the little tube there that brings the water up and out. And so I was like, oh, that's too bad. So I was like, sort of just dumping any residual that was melting, and was just kind of seeing if I could play with it to, you know, get the little tube and that out. And all of a sudden it exploded, massive explosion. The vacuum exploded out of it, and little pieces of powderized metal kind of went everywhere. So really scary. I was really glad I had it angled down and not at my face. I've never had the vacuum like that explode before. And it wasn't even a whole lot of water, so I don't know what happened there. If something kind of, a little crack, it was older, and something got in and the water expanded and just kind of caused it to explode. But really scary. So I totally got rid of it because, you know, it's broken. I can't use it anymore. But just be careful and remember not to leave water in those things, because I never in a million years expected that to happen. Breakfast of champions, pepperette and eggs. I also had some oatmeal already. Yeah, it was so quiet last night and this morning. It's starting to snow right now. But definitely heard you know, those coyotes. But I wish I heard an owl, but I didn't. But driving in, there was an owl that swooped in front of the car. Very, very cool experience. It was a barred owl, actually. So they are around. Just kind of got to listen for other birds like crowing or cawing in the distance that indicate they're there. And then you can kind of find them in a tree somewhere. So I got to keep my eyes peeled. Well, I must say it is another beautiful day out here. The sun is just coming up. Let's take a look at it. Beautiful. It's been off and on snowing this morning already. Just looks like a magical winter wonderland around me. Let's take a look. Out in the field, there's some of the trees. Out in the field, the trees are all covered in little bits of snow. Just magical. Little mountain over there is covered in a little bit of fog and snow squall. We had a fog warning this morning, and when I very first got up, it was pretty dense. I couldn't see anything. But now it's all clearing out. Just a beautiful day. Not supposed to get any major snow. Probably till later tonight. If you can hear that, but there's American goldfinches flying by in the air. See, we're just gonna walk on top of the snow today because it's frozen. So maybe I'll make some more trails today. Trying to decide if that's a gray jay or not. Really decent size with no crest on it. Just want to show you something I don't like there up on the roof. You see that little wet spot there? It means there's probably a bit of a leak in the seal between the attic and the loft. Meaning some of the heat's getting in there, so I'm going to have to redo that seal. Well, I can confirm it was not a gray jay. I have a little small Celestron sort of handheld scope that I carry with me, and it looked like it was some kind of a finch, probably a goldfinch. Couldn't really tell size-wise what kind of finch it was, but it had definitely yellow on it, so it was probably a goldfinch. And I just fired up the Merlin app, and it looks like we have some pine siskins in the area. I heard a weird little finchy kind of noise, and just over that way, and pine siskins have entered the chat, so that's good. I've got all my seeds out and everything. Now pine siskins usually just eat a little bit of the, you know, the seeds of the pine cones and stuff like that, but they can come to feeders and things like that, so pretty exciting. Birds are very active this morning. You can hear the ravens and the jays and the chickadees and siskins and goldfinches, so it's great. Just came by the old den here and I don't see any activity. So it's been abandoned for the winter time. It's really tough going though. Things are starting to melt. I do see a bit of activity right there. So some coyote tracks, or probably fox tracks actually. There's a den. There's something right there that's kind of a little bit dug out. So there is some activity. don't have my snowshoes on right now, so it's a little bit rough. But there's something going on back here. Nothing current, but I wonder why the dog was so interested in the trail. Looks like coyote poop. There's been a dog on this trail since we hiked in, so that's pretty interesting. So they're making a statement. They'll usually poop on a main trail or something. This is a little marker. So telling Royce, hey, I'm here. But yeah, no, he followed this trail all the way down. I figured there's probably some good reason for it. So there we are. Maybe that was the coyotes from this morning. The other thing I hear are red crossbills just now. That's really cool. So having my mid-morning coffee, and I really do like this hike crew unit. I mean, amazing. One click and she starts up. Not like the old one. And the oven's great too. Again, I'd love it if there was a light in it. I wish you could adjust the little racks a little bit more. I want to have one a little bit higher up above the flame, but then it makes it too short. You know, it ends up being, you know, your pot touches the top of this oven. So anyway, you got to watch it really carefully. I found that last night, like even at 200 Fahrenheit, it was really hot in there, enough that you had to kind of keep stirring your stuff. So yeah, it worked really well. I'm excited. Maybe I'll make cookies next time we're here. That'd be kind of exciting. But you can do casseroles, all kinds of stuff. So it opens up a whole new world here at the cabin. Well, I finally took the Christmas tree down, so I put it right beside the bird feeders there. Maybe little birds would feel safer if they were in there, popping up and down to go get the seeds. We do have hawks and owls around here, so I just don't want them to get, you know, picked off when they're trying to get their little snack. Although I do see a lot of jays today. This winter, just a ton more jays than there have been. It's probably a sign there's like a lot of nuts, like acorns and stuff like that this year, which is a good thing. Royce is down by the snow machine, thinking it will turn itself on, entertain him. He loves that thing. He never tires of it. So this is what I was talking about. Let's take a look. You can see this is in there. There we go. You can see all that, see all those broken shards of metal in there? It's a whole lining literally exploded. Massive explosion this morning. I didn't shoot it at my face. I was sort of reading about those Stanley cups. Some people detecting lead in them, you know, those Stanley quencher cups. And apparently, in the process they use for the Stanley cups at least, to do the vacuum sealer in the stainless steel canister, there's lead in the process. So it's only exposed to the customer when the lining is damaged. So I don't know if there's something like that in this situation too, so that's why I'm getting rid of it. Obviously, it's completely exploded. Even the bottom blew out of it, so let's take a look at that. But yeah, never ever had that happen before, but pretty scary. Bottom's leaking. Everything's pouring everywhere. So I'm just going to get rid of it. So actually, now that I look at this, it's actually shards of glass that have metal on them. So that was horrible. Imagine if my face was like right there when I was looking at it. I literally just moved that little tube there and then boom, just went everywhere. So really careful with these things. All right, it's time for lunch, so I'm going to make some tomato and roasted red pepper soup. And I think I'm going to try my hand at the oven, like just toasting some bagels. So we'll see how that goes. Well, looks like my little cast iron pan fits in there, so that's good news. Need to get a few little baking dishes for this. Over the sound of the plow, I hear a bird of prey. So there's some kind of a hawk in the trees near here, maybe looking to pick off a blue jay. I always have lots of spices at the cabin. Here's some wild leek that I harvested in the spring, all nice and dried up. So I've added that to the sausages and onions, so that's going to be really tasty. All right, well, there's the toast. Turned out pretty good. And the sausages with onion and, ooh, yeah, nice hot soup. Some hummus too for the toast. Ran out of cheese, but got some veg, so that's good. That is pretty good. Yeah, these sausages turned out really well as the toast, and I just made a little salad on the side here with my soup. Great to stay warm on a winter's day. Thanks so much for joining me today at the cabin for a relaxing time. Hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you in the next video.